So we are looking at real estate and land specifically, and as I mentioned earlier, we are headed to Nanyuki, and on the way I thought, why don't we just kind of also just bring you into the conversation and help you understand a few things about land, particularly me. I'm asking Solomon very many questions. So there's a friend we both have, a common friend we have, and her name is Rose. And by the way, I have Rose's permission to share this story. And Rose has never ever in her life, Solomon, earned more than 45,000 shillings in her life. Yeah, and this woman is probably worth over 100 million shillings today, based on the assets that she holds.
Easy.
Yeah, easily over 100 million. It's actually laughable, because when you look at the amount of money you've had in your hands over such a long period of time, right. I mean, you probably couldn't live over 45,000 shillings with all the obligations that you have now. But she's able to actually, and over time has invested consistently. So you mentioned in the previous video that she's been a mentor, or at least a mentor in the beginning, and helps you get investing in land.
Yes.
So the question there for me is, what are the things, the key takeouts that you had from
Rose?
From Rose. What are the things that have helped you to stay the course, have helped you grow the way that you have?
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing for me was just a sense of shame. I mean, 45,000 bobs a month. And she's Rose is, I actually don't know her exact age, but she's considerably older than I am. I'm turning 40 this year. Sorry, Rose.
I don't think it's considerably. maybe she's late 40s.
Yeah, definitely late 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, with 45,000 shillings, granted, she works for an organization that she founded, and amazing things she's doing with educating children from poor backgrounds. I think at the moment she has over 100 children in school that she's paying school fees for and supporting the families, which is bananas. But I mean, I just had to ask myself, what on earth am I doing with my income? This lady has never earned more than 45,000 shillings in a month, and she's worth, almost, at the time it was almost $1 million worth in assets.
And this was 2012?
2011, September of 2011.
And check how land has grown in
I know,
value.
I mean, if I do the math in that 7 years, in terms of value growth, she's worth, I mean, she'll probably disagree, but I happen to know a little bit more about her since then, and I easily estimate her net worth at nearly $2 million. And so the first thing I felt was shame. Like, shame on you, dude. What have you been doing with your income? If you have not been investing. This lady with very little resources has invested wisely, and she's built considerable amounts of wealth in that period of time. And so I had to reach out and ask her, please advise me. I'd love to learn from your experience. How do you do this in Kenya? With 60% of our customers today tell us they've been conned before. How do you do this in such an environment? 60%, yeah.
You're saying that 60% of people who come to buy land from Goshen say that they've been conned before?
They've been conned before.
That is amazing. Gosh, those are so many people.
It's frightening.
That's why people are scared of investing in land.
I mean, it's understandable.
Anyway.
I had the same kind of fear going in, but it's almost kind of like a rite of passage. You have to get conned first before you... No, but on a serious note, it's a serious issue. And so that was the first thing. And then secondly, just a sense of discipline, financial discipline that she's had. Saving very aggressively, not making excuses about her limited resources, and doing whatever she could from her position. And that really encouraged me, because at the time, between my wife and I, our income was slightly higher than hers. So we knew we could do it. If she's done it, we can. And so it took away every excuse that we'd had up to that point about needing to have so much money and whatnot. And so those are, I think, the two biggest getaways from Rose.
So the other ones for me are very interesting, because one of the things that she said to me is that sometimes you can look at an opportunity. You know, we can go out and find, say in Konza, there's this beautiful piece of land and it's going for 500,000 an acre, and you're like, oh my gosh, I only have this amount with me. You know, what Rose taught me is that it doesn't matter what somebody's selling their land for. As long as you see it as an opportunity, you can actually walk up to them. One, you negotiate. Two, is just tell them, look, I don't have the money with me right now. Yeah. Can I pay you slowly? And I promise you, every single month, I'm going to bring you 100,000, 50,000, 20,000, whatever it is that you can afford. And then just see. The worst they can say is no. Yeah. But if you just try, you know, you never know what could happen. Because she said she bought this land on Thika Road, like literally next to Safari Park. In that way, she just went and told the ladies who owned it that, guess what? I don't have the money you're looking for, but I promise you over the next couple of years, every single month, I'm going to bring you. And she prayed. And can you imagine, the lady said yes? Absolutely. And today she owns such prime land on Thika Road. And then the other thing is consistency. Because she started a long time ago. I think she was 19 or so when she started investing in real estate, and has guided done by her grandma. Yes, guided by her grandma, and has done it consistently over time. Yes. And so I guess for me, the encouragement for you guys and for ourselves is, it doesn't matter how much you earn or how much you have right now. It's about just making a decision to start now and to decide, by the way, if I do want to invest, and whether that's in land or whatever other asset, it's how much can I actually put aside, and just begin, and you will be able to participate even in real estate and in land transactions. So don't get discouraged. You can actually do this. So this is All Access. Welcome to this journey we are taking to Nanyuki, and I invite you to continue watching the next videos. We shall be looking at some very interesting stuff, including developments that are happening in Kenya in the lands and real estate sector. God bless you.